Hello everyone and welcome to traditional draft of Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Very easy first pick here. Sanguine Evangelist is one of the at least very efficient rares in the set. I don't know if it gets the status of bomb, but it's just because usually bombs you take the you think that a bomb is just gonna completely take over the game. Now this is not completely taking over the game, but the value this gives you for 3 mana is tremendous. So I mean it is like a, in my opinion, an A tier card. So always gonna be the first pick in a draft. Unless you're playing a tabletop draft where foils or Magic Online where there can be some foils, so you could have an even better card rare as a foil. Anyhow, let's take it here. The other options are like the BO3, no, Signpost Uncommon. Well, nothing. I mean, it would probably be the Akavali if it wasn't the rare in this pack. Easy follow-up, very easy. There is a clay-fired bricks, which is a really strong uncommon. I mean, 7 mana is a lot to craft. I mean, the craft cost is a lot, but you just pay 2 mana to get a plains, so that's kind of like one additional land already to go towards 7 mana. And you get the card back immediately. I mean, you get the plains by paying 2 mana, and maybe sometimes you use this artifact for some other benefit, even without using its own craft ability. Other options, dead weight, I guess something like a mine card, but this is just gonna be, I mean, I think it would be the pick even if my first pick was not a white card. Maybe if it was like a black bomb rare, the dead white might be picked just to stay on color, maybe. Okay, well, there is a Bringer of the Last Gift. You really have to kind of work towards it. First of all, it is an 8 mana card, it's really nasty, and sometimes the opponent might be having a lot of stuff in their graveyard, and this ETB effect, which is symmetric of course, is not that great. I'm not really convinced I want to go for that right away. It also isn't necessarily best in white. Black, you would want to be in a black green or blue green to actually get to mill some creatures to your graveyard. So I'm not taking that. The best card here, I think, is the Lava Tongue, but I would not have it in the same deck as my first 2 picks. So I'm thinking about maybe having like a Tithing Blade. Yeah, I like the Lava Tongue, but I'm gonna take the Tithing Blade now because it actually is decent in white-black specifically, because you don't usually care about this craft ability too much. Now you can do it if that's really the best thing you can do at 5 mana, and you usually will have a creature on the graveyard. But it's just not a very strong 5 mana effect. But you can sacrifice this thing to something else, or you can use this for crafting some other things, and you can do those things very well in a black-white deck, because we have stuff like Fanatical Offering for that combination, and I'm actually thinking about picking it because I don't think there's a reason to take a non-white or non-black card. So it's gonna be between the Tinker's Toad and the Offering, but I think the Offering is gonna be more likely to come back to me, while the Toad is gonna be great in black and white anyway. So if I'm gonna go for black-white, and even if I'm not, the Toad will be going into the deck that has these first picks already picked. There is a Malamet Warscrap, which is actually very good with the Tinker's Toad and the Sanguine Evangelist. Basically any card that creates more than one creature. So I could just slam that. I would take it over the Quicksand Whirlpool for sure. But there's actually now the kind of I'm somehow feel like I'm interested in drafting black and white. And the Mephitic Drought would be nice in that combination. This is also a card that can come back, but I'm not sure if it's gonna come back at pick number 13 that easily. Oh, fine, I'll take these. I mean, I might even abandon the black, so I should take this card. But it seems like black and white is the, based on these picks here, black and white is the color combination to be in. There's not even such a clear answer to what should be picked here, but I think the Petrify is just a decent enough removal spell that I'm taking that, but you could take the Viper, the Echo of Dusk. This Goblin Skull Taker is fine too, but I have some 3 mana plays already. But yeah, let's take the Petrify, it is a decent removal spell. The pacifism effect I think is good in this set. In some sets it's not that good, but in here it's good enough. Alright, Freebooter or the Sunscribe. Well, I can still just keep taking mostly white cards and then change into something else. I mean, the Tithing Blade isn't really a reason to go black. I just basically saw that black is open here, but I keep taking these white cards and I can decide my second color in the next pack. But here it will be the Skull Cap Snail for sure. Yep. Widow's Inquisitor. There's also the Dauntless Dismantler, but it's a little bit mana inefficient. And the Inquisitor is one way to, sacrifice those Mephitic Draughts and stuff like that. I don't have any force. It's not a great card. This thing should have bigger stats, I think. But anyhow, I think I'll take it in case I get something to sacrifice. I don't care about the Thousand Moons Infantry. I'll take the Hidden Courtyard rather than that. Buried Treasure. Any of these interesting if I'm a white with something else than black? I think I'll still take the Buried Treasure. Probably goes to sideboard though. The Promising Vein, Pit of Offerings. So I didn't get the Fanatical Offering or anything like that back. Yeah, black was slightly drafted here. This allows for a splash. Guess I'll take it for that reason. Quicksand Whirlpool I got back. So white was open here, kind of wide open. Which is nice because I got the very, very good rare as the first pick that is white. And the Clayfire Bricks immediately after that. Even got one of the Dismantlers. I don't always like to main deck it, but it can be really effective sideboard card. Okay, the Blowgun is a card I have sometimes used. Queen's Bay Paladin, okay. How many vampires do I have? 2. The Evangelist is a vampire and the Widow's Inquisitor is a vampire. Now there is a Duskrose Reliquary too. And I can abandon the black here. I don't have to be black here. But there's like a Triumphant Chomp. Sunshot Militia. I would take the Chomp if I was to take a non-black. Oh, there's the Reliquary. Yeah, no. The decision is between the Reliquary and this thing. If I knew I'm gonna be black and white, I would take this. I have a Petrify, I have a Whirlpool, I have some removal here. I'm actually just taking this and going for the white-black and hope I don't regret this. Okay. And well, there's nothing to regret yet. I get to Join the Dead. And some other options too, like the Bat is here. There's the mana fixing land, but I wouldn't be that highly picking here. I mean, I do like to pick it quite high, but not over an actual very good cards. Well, Join the Dead is the pick now that I took the Paladin. More removal here. And I have a playset of these jewels, so I don't have to care about redrafting that thing. Minecart versus the Aspirant. 1, 2. I don't know if I don't know if I want to play the Dismantler in the main deck. I think I should take the 2-drop. 2-drop though, I do like this card in most decks. I guess I have some 5-drops to accelerate into. Although the vehicles aren't the best with this Warscribe, you want all your creatures to be... Well, no, actually this is perfect. I can in fact crew the vehicle with the Warscribe. Let's given that I have these double mana requirements in the deck, I'm gonna take this minecart. I could use some treasure tokens maybe. Cosmium Blast is okay. Another chance is it's still okay in decks that don't care about Descent, but not like amazing. This is potentially a really good sideboard card. I'm just a little afraid of the fact that I kill most of my own creatures with that. Not all. But I don't like sideboarding this in matchups where also my things die to it. So I might take the Cosmic Blast instead. How many creatures I have, by the way? 7. I should actually focus on creatures a bit. Maybe I won't be taking the Cosmic Blast. Alright, fine, I'll take the Eclipse on the sideboard. And I need, I think, a creature here, so I'll just take the Envoy here. Helping Hand can return actually a very few things. Yeah, the Evangelist is there, but not much else. There's a hidden Necropolis, but I'll take the 3-drop, fine. And I like it more than there was the 2/2 flyer. I don't like that one. Especially in this kind of a deck that even doesn't really, care about the descent that much. These things like a little bit, but the -5 is usually enough anyway. Soul Cleaver can work nicely, or it can be like almost dead. This is not easy. Because there's like the Necropolis, which I'm looking at here. I think I would take it over the Fungal Fortitude. Soul Cleaver. I mean, sometimes the opponents have been having good results from that, but when I have had it in my decks, it hasn't been that good. Okay, so here there's a Fanatical offering, but the thing is, I don't even have anything to sacrifice, really. I have a Tinker's Toad and the treasure tokens created by this thing. I guess the Skullcap Snail. And no, there's the Tithing Blade. Yeah, this is enough to pick the offering here over the other options here. Sure. Maybe I'll find one Mephitic Drought as well. This pack has nothing for me, so I'll take the uncommon. And Acrobatic Leap versus the Gnover. I have a couple of 5s. I'm not necessarily interested in having more 5s, but I'm also not interested in having non-creatures, especially ones that need creatures around. I'll take the Gnover here, because my creature count is very low compared to the non-creatures. Compass Gnome, if I need a 2-drop, I'll play it. Yeah, not much I care about the other stuff. Okay, yeah, the pack 2 was not the greatest. Something like a Sunfire Torch goes this late. It's not really a pick 12 quite that often, but at least I got, I suppose, a sideboard card, which I rarely use though. Now with the low creature count, I don't like the War Scribe that much either. Has my vampire count gone up? No, it's only the Paladin plus the 2 things it can bring back. Okay, the boulder in here and a blades. One more pack. Well, there's the best card in the pack is the Galleon. 5 mana, 5 damage to a creature isn't the greatest, but when it leaves behind a 5/5 vehicle that can be crewed with 2 power of creatures, that's a really good 2-for-1. But yeah, not taking a double red card here. There's a Market Gnome, which I have a few ways to check it for value, but there's also an Alltech Cloud Guard. Is there any Vampire in here? No. I like them both, but I think I'll take the Cloud Guard because it's actually good with the War Scribe, giving 2 creatures, one of which has evasion. But the Gnome would be an easy pick for this deck now as well. Also, I didn't have many 4-drops, so I could easily take another quality 4-drop here. Or maybe like one quality 4-drop, because this is not such a great quality card. Here, Conservator, Petrify, Fanatical Offering. Now, I think I like the Petrify enough to just take that. I have now a lot of removal here, a couple of Petrifies even there. Although, one thing I kind of forgot. Tithing Blade is really bad with Petrify. That's just true. I don't really like it. I think I'll just take the Fanatical Offering now. I will play one Petrify with the one Tithing Blade, but I mean, once I have used the Petrify and I draw the Tithing Blade, The Tithing Blade doesn't do anything. They just sack the thing that's already dealt with. Okay, here I have these early drop options here, but I think out of these options the Guidewing is still better. I prefer the Vigilance. Well, I would prefer Lifelink over Vigilance, but I much prefer the Explore over the occasional Scry this thing gives. So I'll take the Guidewing. Look at that. I got a Cloud Guard. Nah, of course, another Evangelist. I wouldn't mind having another Cloud Guard. That would be fine still, you know, I can have a 4-drop, but having a deck with 2 Evangelists is really good. So let's pick that and go on. It's also a vampire, so it makes my Queen's Bay Paladin slightly better as well. Well, that's options. Also, I think this is the 3rd Zoyova I see in this draft. Now this is... Do I have a... Oh, I don't have a playset of them, so I could take it, you know, partly also to get a Mythic Rare to complete this playset. But I might be interested... Well, actually I have some token generating. This triples that amount. I mean, creature token specifically. I'm actually taking it because I have a bunch of removal, so I can actually go to late game. But, you know, you could take the second War Scribe or the Guidewing as well, and maybe even some other options there. But I don't mind this outcome now. Alright, so... I don't think the Inquisitor is the pick here, so I'll just take the Guidewing. I don't think that I need another cave. I have a couple of them already, and I think I can cut something to fit in the Guidewing. Yep. And here the creature count has increased to 15. The Abyssal Ghoststalker is something that this deck might be able to use, but maybe not that much. And I have a 6-drop already, so not that. So Cosmic Blast or Skull Cap Snail number 2. I think the Blast... Oh, there's also the Necropolis now. I actually think I don't... I'll take that because I have enough playables. The land is like a... Still, I think an upgrade to my deck. I have an option to take another Malicious Eclipse. Also the Mycoid, which is now okay with the... I mean, it's good with the the Oger Tag and also the War Scribe. And I don't have that many fours. I think I have one of those Eclipses in my sideboard. I'm gonna take the Mycoid now, maybe even main deck it. Oh, I got the Gnome back. So that's an easy pick over the Aspirant. I think I have 2 Fanatical offerings. The Aspirant is like... Do I need a 2-drop? 1. I don't think I want to play the Dismantler in the main deck though. Yeah, I might need a 2-drop. Then again, I'll take the Gnome. I like it more. And here I will have... I have 1 boulder already. Do I have one of those 5-drops? I don't think it matters. I'm not gonna play 2 boulders, so I'm gonna take this Archaeologist. Now I'm taking this more for uncommon. I don't think I ever need the Archaeologist here. This though is a very decent sideboard card. You know, you could main deck it, but I think my mana curve may not want to play this here. But it's a sideboard option. Okay, this thing. Okay, the Skulltaker is better than the Nover number 2. I think I have 1 Nover. Yes, I do. Got this thing as well. Okay, I have plenty of playables now at least. Okay. I don't think I like the Promising Vein because it's so slow to use. And I'm not playing the Cavernous more in the deck. I don't have enough caves. So this is now... Yeah, I'm not playing the stuff in the sideboard. Not in the main deck, at least. So this is total of 20 creatures. I have stuff to cut now. I really don't like the fact that I have the Tithing Blade and Petrify. I guess I could have taken the other Petrify and just cut the Tithing Blade, because I feel like I still want to cut one of them. I'm not even sure which one in the main deck, because the thing is that I have now ways that, ways to benefit from the Tithing Blade, or other than just crafting, Fanatical Offering. If I end up playing two of these, which I would want to play in the main deck as two copies, Tithing Blade is actually better than the Petrify in that case. So maybe, but the Petrify is always gonna be good. You can choose the target. This can be really bad if opponent plays anything like a Tinker's Toad, and there are plenty other options. Just random cheap creatures they can sacrifice with not really much of a cost. Now, one question is also which of these 2-drops I want to play. I don't know if I like the Dismantler in the main deck. The 1/4 body can be good, but it can be also very weak. And then, imagine this card against something like a Dinos deck, which barely has any artifacts, and against which a 1/4 is not not good because they have bigger creatures. I'm gonna cut that from the main deck. I might play the Thousand Moons Crackshot. I might play the Compass Gnome too, because I have at least some caves to fetch. If I need to have a land, but I don't need to have an untapped land, I can get a cave, which might be useful later in the game. And I do need to have some number of 2-drops for sure. Why did I? Well, I need to do this again. Alright, so that's only 2. I mean, for 2-drops, only 4 of them that are creatures, but I have these 1-drops, and I have Petrify and the Tithing Blade as ways to do something on turn 2, unless I actually choose to cut one of them. I'm not really sure yet. I think I can cut one envoy of Okinecha How here. I kind of don't want to play all the 5s. I'm gonna cut the Nover. I like these other 2 better for what I have going on, and I will play the Ocher Tag, because it's not only a 6/6 vigilance that can sometimes triple some token generating, but it is also a thing that dies into a land, which is possible to get back. It's quite slow though, because when you transform the land version of these gods, it only transforms. It doesn't go to exile and then return transformed, which means that because the land requires tapping for all of them to transform it, it will still be a tapped one. So I would have to attack with 3 or more creatures, and then use 4 mana total. Well, 3 plus this land, and then I have a tapped 6/6, which only is going to do something on the next turn. But I mean, it's still a creature that can come back. So it's not just a vanilla 6/6 or 6/6 vigilance. And the token generating ability is going to work with the Cloud Guard, with the Mycoid, with the Double Evangelist. Well, I guess even with this thing, I cut the other one, but that's because I don't really expect to be having this on the battlefield, and then, well, I guess then I would use 5 mana to create 3 tokens. So yeah, it's a possibility, but not such a possibility that I would need to play two of these anyways. I do like the menace thing that can grow better. Also, there's a Tinker's Toad, which of course would make 6 tokens with this thing. This only, by the way, affects creature tokens, so I won't be getting multiple maps from a Fanatical Offering. And this also, when alright, if I have this thing on the battlefield and next turn I can craft these, I will get 6 tokens and the Anthem effect. Yeah, well, there's some synergy around this god, but it's all, of course, very not necessarily that likely to happen, because this costs 6 mana to begin with. So you have to land this thing and then still have the other things to combine with it. But yeah, I now used a lot of time for that explanation, but maybe I should focus on what to cut. So the Inquisitor has some... I mean, I don't really have any droughts in here. The Mephitic Drought, I mean, because that's the kind of card that yells that sacrifice me. I don't have those. The stuff I have don't really yell to be sacrificed, and the +1/+1 counter is not like drawing a card. So I can sack the Tithing Blade for the Veto's Inquisitor, but it's not that great. But this is a vampire for the Queensbay Paladin. That's why I'm thinking about playing it. I have 3 vampires, so 2 of these rares. and this. Of course, the fourth one is this thing itself, which can't bring itself back. Now, I don't like the Thousand Moons Crackshot or the Compass Gnome here, but I think I need the early drops there. And I think I'm gonna cut from the main deck the Petrify. I like that I still have 2 Fanatical offerings for the Tithing Blade, so I guess I will play that instead of the Petrify. And now I'm not playing 15 lands, so I'm going to cut a card. I think I can play with 16 lands because the Compass Gnome is kind of a land. And I have some card draw here. This can make me more mana. But I do need to cut a card. I could just cut a Fanatical offering, but I like, I have many things I can synergize with it. It's not just the Tithing Blade or the Market Gnome. I can also have the Tinker's Toad itself, or one of the tokens. These make some tokens. These make some tokens. Yeah, I have many things to sack, and of course you can just use this to respond to a removal spell. But if that's the only use for this, it's not usually that great. But I have now other uses for it as well. Also, easy to eat the skull cap snail after it has done its thing. But yeah, now that was just a long explanation that I want to play 2 of these things in the main deck. I actually would maybe consider cutting the Envoy here if it wasn't for the nice little synergy with the guard. I want that possibility to exist in the deck. Maybe the Skulltaker isn't the card I need here, because looking at my 3-drops, I have these 4 creatures, there's the Mine card and the Tinker's Toad. That's like 6 3-drops. Not counting the removal spell, which might not always be useful on turn 3. So for curve reasons, I think the cut is a 3-drop. And because I'm gonna want to play the Envoy here, and I think I like the Mine card because I do have these 5s and 6 drops, and I might need the mana. Also, maybe I need mana for the double casters. I want to at least try the Mine card. It also creates treasures I can sack for the Fanatical offering. So I'm gonna take the Skulltaker. This is not like an aggressive deck. This is more grindy deck. So the Menace 2/2 isn't that important. And I will play 16 lands because I can't find any more cards I want to make. Plus the Clayfire Bricks is another land too. The Compass Gnome functions as a land. So that's 2 mana spells that can get me more lands. So I'm gonna be fine with 16. I will add the Caves, but not this one because this is too slow to use. And it doesn't produce colored mana until you use it. Alright, this is 14 white, 8 black. I have this double caster, but I have so many more white cards that I definitely should. Then again, this gets me only a plains. Because I could play, even 8/8 here. I was thinking about not doing that, but this can't get me a swamp, and this can get me both. So this is like with the bricks thing here. Although I do need a 1 plains to get. Yeah, okay. Let's not count this as a white source. It is a white source for my double casters, but they are pretty expensive, so I should usually have double white there already. So it does get me a land, so it can function as a reason to play just 16 lands, but the Compass Gnome is the actual fixing thing. So now I'm thinking about cutting a swamp here and adding a plains. Also makes it more likely to have a Guidewing actually on turn 1. So if I do this, that is now 9/7 plus the Compass Gnome, the Mine card. And this will be good later in the game. It's not always you want to even use this on turn 3. So I'm gonna do this. I have only 8 black cards and 14 white. I should have more white sources here. They are more important early in the game. So this is the deck. I won't be playing the Petrify mostly because it's so bad synergy with the Tithing Blade, and I do like the Tithing Blade more than the Petrify, for example, because of the Fanatical offerings. That's the main deck. That is a very much fine hand, because I have the minecart that can be crewed by the snail and tithing blade if they have an annoying thing. And they do. This can even block the minecart. Let's just get rid of that thing right away, because I mean, if they're gonna play something better, they would sack the Nautilus anyway. If they play something smaller, it's gonna be annoying. Okay, blue-red it is with a decent start. Does that become a 3-3? Yes, it doesn't have a dire flail. Yeah, well, this is what you expect to see sometimes in this format, but I have some number of removal in this deck. So as long as I can, although with the dire flail the problem is that even the Oaken Siren is a problem. But I guess I have like 2 turns, no 3 turns in here based on, unless they can increase the clock even more. It's 6 damage, I go to 11, then I go to 5, and then I die. Okay. Also, I'm not winning the race, I don't think. Especially if they have any interaction. Although with the Malamet Warscribe, maybe that is a possibility. They have 2 cards in hand, so I don't think the Skullcap Snail is that important right now. I'd rather play the Vito's Inquisitor here. I don't mind any blocks they are making are fine for me, because I have a good of course late game. So now if I find removal on this one thing, and I'm not gonna burn these treasures for the snail now. If they had one more card, only one card, maybe then, but no, I won't be doing that. I can, yeah, well, that's not necessary right now, but I can actually sack this stuff to make this into a bigger creature. They have a Benthisaur there, okay. They draw 2 cards, they have 2 caves. But now they don't have mana to equip the flail. I go to 8 only. So we'll see. Fanatical offering. Kind of want to draw a card to get the scout working. They can also, sadly they can actually craft and equip still. They have an artifact, a couple of them in here. Because I do have here a bunch of options. I can even play the Warscribe on this turn and attack with both these. Because what I can do, I can, put a manual stop here, respond to this own trigger by crewing the minecart with the Warscribe. But it's not even lethal, so it doesn't make sense. I don't think so. So this is actually gonna be a 6 power, but they sacrifice another artifact, right? Yeah, so they don't actually have anything to sack yet. So if they go for this will be just 6 power. They can't use the ability, I don't think. This is so nasty though. I feel like I need to attack and then just play the Odor tag. If they, block here, I can make this into a 5/5, but they are not gonna block. Do I still want to make it into a bigger creature? No, I don't have mana for the. Yeah, so I don't think this is gonna work, because I mean, if they don't have an interaction, but well, let's see what happens. I mean, I'm definitely, if I can draw a removal spell with this, or just naturally, there's a chance. If they do something to the 6/6 right now, I can accrue steal the minecart and block with that. It would just be a jump block. Surveyor, okay, anything that just adds ground creatures, I don't mind about. They have a. Okay, they didn't find another cave, so they have these only these caves. So they didn't go for equips. Okay, no. Well, let's see now what is going on. I'm gonna of course block. It could be the first strike trick, or I don't know what it is, but that thing died. Is it just gonna die? Okay, with the idol. I mean, sure. I can sack a treasure to give this guy a counter because I can sack this in response now. This will become a land regardless. But I'm dying on the next turn. So I need to... Well, I can sack the Tithing Blade on the Fanatical offer. I think I can sack a treasure. Maybe it's... I think it's fine. Oh, I got a blocker. I got a blocker. That's good. That's very good. Now, I can snail away their final card. They can, you know, use these even if they draw a land, but it's just a random 4 mana, up to 4 mana spell, so it might be just a not necessary interaction on the guide wing. But I don't have to show them yet what I have here. I will have 1, 2, 3. I have 6 mana. I have the mine card in here. So if I do the snail and then attack with the mine card. No, it's not actually... No, I need to also have a blocker for this guy. So I guess I just don't attack with the mine card then. Yeah. Let's not attack with the mine card. And now they will exile the final card in their hand. Oh, but now they actually do have... What was it? Companion. Oh, there's one slight problem here which I didn't realize. They now have another artifact, actually 2 artifacts to kill the blocker in here. They can craft the flail. They have mana to equip and then attack and kill the guide wing. So actually what I need here is now... I just need to get an answer. I mean, there's like a chance they are gonna miss the play here, but it's really not that likely to happen. I'm not going to even use my map here. Oh, they just randomly drew that thing. I mean, it's possible they don't understand that the Dire Flail had to gave them the victory. You know, that they would have to craft it first, but now they just, you know, got this, so... I mean, whatever, let them deal the damage. Because there's a chance they don't realize that. Because, let's see, this thing, when you craft it, it costs 5 mana, which they have. They have an artifact in here, and they have other artifacts in the battlefield. Let's say this was a land. They craft it, it costs 5 mana, but they will have 2 mana left over. They can equip it on this thing. It will be +3/+0. 6/3. When this thing attacks, you may sacrifice any other artifact. They had the Idol of the Deep King and the Surveyor. When you do this creature, the equipped creature, 6 power in this case, deals damage equal to its power to target creature, aka the guide wing. So they had a win regardless, but maybe they didn't see that, but they still drew the lodestone needle. So I didn't get to see if they can see it. How about the Malicious Eclipse here in this matchup? Seems like it kills some of the creatures, but not actually everything. And it does kill a lot of my creatures, so I don't like that. Especially not on the play. The Dismantler can be somewhat nice, but there's like the Siren, the Nautilus. Yeah, the Dismantler also can destroy stuff, so I'm going to play this thing here. How about the Tithing Blade? I think anything it hits will be good enough, so I'm not going to change it into a Petrify. And I will be cutting something which is going to be... I think the Crack Shot is the... Because I got another 2-drop, I'm gonna take the Crack Shot away. Okay, I think this is the sideboarding. I will still have the rest of the stuff. Okay, I'll get to play the Evangelist on turn 3. Unless they have like an island and the counter spell. Well, change of plans perhaps. Well, not maybe yet. An artifact enters, put a possible on a pirate. I guess if there's like a pirate artifact like the Siren, because I want to kill this thing before it gives counters to anything else. So if they have like the 1/2 vigilance flyer, it is both an artifact and a pirate, so they would make that into a 2/3. That would be annoying. But most of the other artifacts would just cause this thing to get a counter, and I can still kill it with the Join the Dead. So I think I wanna get the board presence first, and hope they don't have the Oaken Siren, because if they do have that thing, it will be annoying. Captain Storm is also one of the stronger. Okay, I get the bat here. One of the stronger. Come on. That's also a pirate. Oh man, that's annoying. Signpost uncommons, that's what I was saying. So now they got the free counter here because I chose not to use the Join the Dead here. Incredibly annoying. I can't even attack with these guys now. Well, I guess they would have still made this into a 2/2 with the Explorer. That's actually true. That is actually true. If I killed this, they would have played the Siren and Explored, and they would have revealed this. Yep, okay, fine. I'm gonna kill the Storm now. I'm not going to let them get any more counters from that. Now that they have another pirate to load the counters on. Buried treasure. Okay, they can actually get to play the Scallywag, and now it will create a treasure. But they miss land drop, so it's kind of fine. Well, Fanatical offering each the gnome here. I think I could play the Widow's Inquisitor too. It's actually, yeah, I suppose I can do that. I don't know what I'm going to draw with this thing. Although with the map token I could make one of these into a 2/2. Then again the O3 can block the 2/2. Alright, I'll play the Widow's Inquisitor. Oh, but what the? The reason I usually want to tap the cave is because they are non-basic lands and there's some non-basic hate in this format. I wanted to leave an untapped swamp, not an untapped necropolis, but for some reason this game chose that once I tapped this, the auto-tapper wanted me to have a plains, but I don't have any white mana activation or white mana spell in my hand, so I'm wondering why did it insist. I mean, it only matters if I needed to use this in response to something, but so far that's not the case. They can craft this with an artifact to keep getting explorers. Okay, they're gonna go for the double, but they would, if I double block, they will get the treasure, and I don't want them to get that, so this is all fine. I'll do this. I can actually now do something nice myself. Mycoid. Well, I should first do this in case I draw something better, but now that I will have a descent triggered, I'm pretty sure they're gonna play the Mycoid. Okay, the opponent has missed land drops, so that's of course one of the reasons that I am not in too big of a trouble here. And this costs mana to use also. But it's still one free explorer, one mana explorer every turn. They get a 3/3 here, but they milled a permanent, so they will get a treasure token as well. They are still going for. They shouldn't raise here. I mean, they shouldn't trade 3 damage in the air into my 2 because I have these things here. Now, I'm gonna hope to get a counter on this guy. On the map token. Because this as a 4-3 will just trade here. It being 5-4 would be great because a double block wouldn't be good either. And I do want to pressure them. So I think this turn I'm gonna actually crack the Necropolis, play the Swamp, use this thing. Rather than, have the minecart around. Also the Necropolis will mean that this will actually trigger another time. Yeah, let's do this. Let's see what this is gonna do. Fingerstone. And now I will still take the double block if I don't draw land. I don't mind if they double block. I drew a land, so I'm not going to attack with it. So no, nothing. Just blocking with the trading with the siren isn't gonna be that great. Now they will have the explore every turn here, so that is gonna be a little bit dangerous, but let them do it once more before I can. Okay. And I do have removal in this deck. I actually do have, other than just Join the Dead, so hopefully I can find some of the removal. I have a bunch of lands, but I also have all 3 of my caves here. Well, now I think it's time to attack with well, I don't know what they have. They played no spell, 4 cards in hand, 5 mana available, so of course basic blue deck, blue-red deck stuff. Because of course the Inquisitor can threaten to be quite big here. I think I'll just sack this Tinkerstone and see what happens in response, if anything, because this will get menace here this way, and that's useful. They can't just put the siren there. They need to block with both of them. And now I guess I could play the Guidewing if in case I want that to, somehow the Explorer to resolve. And here I will choose to... Well, the Mycoid will produce me a a token, so I think I'll just attack with the Inquisitor, not with the Mycoid right now. I just need to find something for the Siren. Well, since they have open mana, I'm not gonna boost this more. I could easily use 1-1 here, but there's no point taking the risk that they're gonna just bounce it or whatever. So let's do this, and let's do the courtyard in here. Okay. Do they plan to actually do something on my turn? They did nothing. Well, I have a pretty wide board. I can start attacking with everything. Okay, let's see what that thing gets. Could be just a 2-drop. It's a 1-drop, and it's the kind of 1-drop. Oh, they chose to play it. They actually wanted to probably keep that in hand. They don't have to cast the thing. They don't have to cast the thing. Okay, again they hit the permanent, they can mill and get the treasure and the counter. But now they are tapped out. I think I could jump block with the Guidewing and then sack it for the Inquisitor. But if I just take 5 here. They have 3 blockers. I have 1 Menace guy. They would block the Mycoid with the Carnosaur and then some of the others. This does fix my draw spell a little bit too. So I probably should do that. The 1 damage in the air is just something I don't think is gonna matter. I gain 5 life and get a counter on the Veto here. And something else is gonna be getting... I guess the flyer is gonna be... Yeah, I'm gonna pump this flyer now, in case it's... okay, Guidewing is number 2 is good enough. And And again, I wanna give this guy menace right away. I can make it a 9/9. So if they block with everything, well, I basically can kill the Carnosaur and the Scallywag if they choose to. Yeah, if they block with just the Carno and the Wrestler, that's not gonna be enough, unless they have another Wrestler or something with this one mana they have available. If I attack with everything, making the Inquisitor into a menace guy, it's not lethal, because they can block the Mycoid and this thing and then take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Oh, it is lethal, is it? I mean, unless they block them. You know, I think I'm maybe correct here. I may be correct. So this thing is going to target a flyer here. That's like they have enough cards in hand. I'm gonna mill that. And now I need to have mana for the Witcher activation. I can make it into a 9/9. So if I now attack with everything, I can make it into a 10/10 actually, because I get a treasure token. Point is, if I attack with everything here, they take 4 in the air. I assume they have nothing with the 1 treasure. They go to 10. And then if they have to actually block the Widow, because I can make it with the treasure. I can sack whatever 4 things, so this will deal also 10. So it would be enough for with these bats. So they have to block the Widow. But well, that means they need to block with 2 things. And then the biggest thing they can kill here is the Mycoid. Yeah, I guess if the Scallywag and the Wrestler go just to jump block the Inquisitor here, and then the Carnosaur eats the Mycoid, they take 4 plus 5 is 9, 12. It's not lethal, but they would be having a... I mean, I would almost be having... I don't actually know if that even is... I don't understand their concession anymore. They have the Scallywag and the Wrestler to block the Inquisitor, and I have no blockers. They have basically 12 damage. Well, it's still 4 short, and they would die on the next turn, so I guess they just don't have any way to pump this damage, but... Ooh. Alright, let's just do some sideboarding. They have this annoying Captain Storm here. Oh, I don't... Petrify. I just hate it with the Tithing Blade. I really do, but it is a... I think the Tithing Blade still... I mean, I guess the Clockwork Wrestler is the worst thing they can have. With the offerings I should... I'm not playing that thing, I don't think. I'm just using the same deck. Edict and pacifism effects, they don't combine well at all. Okay, this is good enough. They did mulligan here. Let's see if I get any other 2-drop. If I have to play the gnome. Well, I don't now have to play the gnome, but I do want to have the 4th land for the Mycoid though. Oh, they do have a... After all, they did have a Spyglass Siren. It was turn 2 because the blue source was tapped. At least they didn't pick up a counter yet. Alright, so now that I know that I still need a land, and I actually can conveniently get a... I'm gonna play this, but... Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to take an untapped land here. I was thinking about the cave, but playing the Envoy on the next turn is just gonna be better, so... And it's not like I'm gonna crack any caves with only these few lands here. Okay, Siren. I'd be totally fine with the block here. I'm actually surprised they're considering it. I would say the siren is more valuable for them than the gnome. Well, please block. The dismantler can get rid of a thing, but it will usually cost a lot of mana, you know, to getting rid of 2 mana artifacts costs 5, and you have to sacrifice this. It's not like a free way to kill them. Okay, they have 2 power, I have 5 power, so I'm currently winning here. But now they are going to trade. Well, it's fine. I'm gonna get a 1/1 token here. They can block the envoy here if they want to. Mycoid is getting me something. And I even have the Fanatical offering to perhaps eat a 1/1 if there's nothing better to eat. They still have only 2 power in the air, so I'm not too worried. Alright, so this thing destroys also my artifacts, but it would destroy 2 from them. But yeah, it costs 5 mana to kill 2 mana things. So here I can just attack with the Mycoid for free. They do have a treasure here, of course, but I have a Join the Dead here, for instance. So let's attack for 4 now. This can spend mana to cast artifacts, so they could have the -2, -0 thing, but let's see if they actually have it. Making this into a 2/3 isn't still the greatest. They can actually activate the Nautilus now, but they would have to sack the buried treasure, because the Oaken Siren can be used. Yeah, they did. So now the question is, how do I want to proceed? Now I should have used the Join the Dead pre-combat and deal the 4 damage. Now it's a little bit awkward to use it, so I think I'll just have to accept that. This trade happens and I will save the Join the Dead for some other moment, and here I can just play this thing and play this thing. They're gonna discover 5. It is gonna be a pretty good one. Child of the Volcano. I think I might have to kill this thing in order to have some kind of stuff going on. Okay, I was wondering if they're actually gonna attack into the Guidewing there with the 1/1, but nope. Alright. Well, I don't really have a great ground attack. I guess I'm still doing it, you know. This is gonna pick up some counters and I need to kill it anyway at some point. So let's deal with it right now. And I can attack with my 2/1. Let's attack with the 2/1 then. That's fine. I might have to just trade with the Siren here, because the Siren is actually holding back the... It costs 5 mana to kill the Siren. Okay, please get a 2 mana artifact, that would be great. No, 1 mana artifact. And they again choose to cast it. You know, there's an option to keep it in your hand when you have a discover effect. Yeah, I can kill these, but yeah, I have to sack this. I think I'll just, you know, use my 5 mana here to get rid of this Oaken Siren, as annoying as it sounds. So, destroy each artifact with mana value X. Yeah, it's 5 mana. If this was a 2 mana artifact, it would be great, but yep. Let's do it. And I can attack for 3. And of course, the Fanatical offerings will help me gain some more gas. I do hope they don't have the Carnosaur. That would be an annoying thing for them to have if they have a land. Yeah. I also saw many flyers from their deck. 2 of them are dead now, but the Guidewing is... Okay, well, Carnosaur test. I think they would cast that if they have in their hand. Discover 5 it is. Okay, they have that kind of a discover. And they... Oh man, they got the flyer there. Annoying. Now I can do a kind of a trick in here. I'm not sure if I want to, but I can attack with the guide wings. They block with the other, and I can sack the other for the offering and hope that the explorer hits into a non-land and the thing becomes a 2-2 and then actually trades with the scout, and this can become like a 2-2. It's just not very good idea. And if it hits a land, and yeah, that would be... I think I need to just do something, so let's go. I don't think attacking with the ground thing makes a lot of sense. So I have two options. I can just sack these and target these. It doesn't matter if it's a land or not. Or I can sack this and hope to make this into a 2-2. But then it's just gonna transform the counter to this. So I'm actually going to do this instead. Okay, Queen's Bay Paladin. No. Well, it's a 5-4, which I can cast. I think I'll keep it. I'll keep it. And now I get that there, and I suppose I will use this on the Sunscribe or the Guide Wing. I think on the Guide Wing. Well, that thing I could draw, but it's not gonna really happen. I think I'm still taking it, because this might take a while, this game still. Depends on what they have. They didn't have the Carnosaur on the previous turn. They had 6 mana. They cracked a land. So they don't have the Carnosaur. That is a land. So the 3-3 is actually now big enough to keep doing damage. The reason I kept the 6-drop without the 6th mana is that I have, you know, these playable spells in here. So, okay, Lidl is gonna lock down the Guide Wing for a while. But they need a creature. They can get that. Okay, they have or that removal. Fine. But they're not gonna start a race here. So just do the Paladin or the Cloud Guard. This is more mana efficient, because this also has an attack trigger. You know, it doesn't. It's not just an ETB. So if for some reason a vampire enters my battle graveyard, I can still consider using it. Now they can start doing the, you know, the perpetual craft, you know, explorers, which can be really annoying. But I hope they don't get a counter every turn. Okay, the companion, they leave it. Okay, they're gonna go for the blocks, right? I have my 6-6 coming up, so I mean, this has to mean that whatever they're gonna do is they're gonna have a way to kill my Paladin, but then they're gonna be down to 1 card. I mean, if they double block and lose both, I would be happy. But I have a Fanatical offering here, and then I can follow up with the Cloud Guard. So this makes total sense to just try to do something with the Paladin like this. And then sack it. Okay. That is... Oh, Relic's Roar. I mean, that is fine. I don't need to use a Fanatical offering for that. We can just trade here like that. And then I have this, and you know what this means. If this is on the battlefield when this resolves, I get 3 gnome tokens. Also, this is a big thing, and they didn't get a counter again, so they might still use with this map token to get a counter. Oh, they have a rock slide on that thing. Well, are now top decking, and they are racing as well. I don't attack with 3 creatures, so this won't be transforming, sadly. But I still have a good... I have a totally good, you know, game plan here. They even go for a trade in here. Sure, I'm gonna leave the Fanatical offering for something else. I want to get rid of that. Yeah, this actually seems good. I can even potentially attack with 3 creatures, except that I can't. Well, any reason to leave a white mana up? Don't think so. Again, losing time. Not losing on time, but going low on time. Oh, I didn't even have this earlier in this match, but yeah, I kinda can do the thing with this right away. Cannot. Do they get ever a? Okay, they finally got a actually, an actual counter. They had a lot of lands for their explorers. They can make it into a unknowingly large creature now, though. Yeah, they can do the idle thing. It's gonna be dealing. It's a 2-turn clock. So if I take it now, I mean this thing has vigilance, so I'm going to take this damage. Even with the 2 life here, it's not gonna help. Oh, Tithing Blade. Now that is a darn good one. Yep. And I will get the life here. So I'm at 6. That should be good enough. I think I'm gonna leave the not use the map token right now, just in case I want to use something with the Veto's Inquisitor, but yeah, the Dino Automaton is not gonna do anything. I have just a lethal attack here right now. So game is over. Yeah, all that is just needless. I get the fastest win by just sacking this Tithing Blade here. Now this is menace for thing. I can attack here. They can't block these things, so no need to waste time anymore. Of course, I could have, transformed the clay-fired bricks and all that. Could have cracked these. I could have even attacked with everything and then transformed this if they survived. So that's that. Well, Blue-Red Pirates beaten. Always happy to do that because it is one of the best archetypes in the format. On the play, well, this is a nice hand. This can be my 3rd land, so keep it. Snail. Well, I can at least play the snail on turn 3. And I can even... Okay, now that I drew a land, this is pretty good, because next turn I can play the snail and then play the tapped land, and then on turn 4 I will have the Cloud Guard with the untapped planes. Well, they can choose one creature or artifact from my hand. It's gonna be the Cloud Guard, but it's okay. I can still play the Veto's Inquisitor. And that's gonna be costing 6 mana and 2 creatures. So it's not gonna do much until that, or they could have a Fanatical offering for that. That's another good card with in decks like this, which can actually sacrifice this for some value, because it's a really late game thing to do the crafting here. They chose to not have a Synapse Necromage around. Understandably, when I have this 1/1. So they know about every relevant thing in my hand. So Fanatical offering is not going to offer me any value because they are not gonna play into it. Okay. It's a good one, but at least so far it's just a 3/3. If I can untap with the Inquisitor, it can at least threaten to do some damage, because there's the threat of activation. It's a sorcery speed, It is a sorcery speed, I mean not a sorcery speed activation as some of these effects have traditionally been, so if they block I can just make this into a 4/4 and eat their thing by, you know, eating my own skull cap snail. But with this amount of lands I think I am going to just eat the snail right away and maybe have some kind of a, because I still have a map token, you know, to sack for the veto if I want to. But I need to do this. I'm not gonna sack the bricks thing, of course, because it's quite good at 7 mana, which I'm going to get to. Of course, when I just draw this kind of stuff, the problem is I don't have a good attack. And that's why I'm going to just... Now what I could do, I could explore. But I actually prefer just to use black mana and get the +1/+1 counter without the option to surveil. Because if I explore and hit a land, I can't block these things profitably. Now what I can do, I can block here, make this into a 4/4 or try to do that. If they can interfere with that, I can still have mana to sack it for the second Fanatical offering, and at least they won't know about that. The War Scribe isn't gonna be the greatest here. Okay, they have no good attacks. That's great. So I'm going to just Fanatical offering this map token actually. And now I got the thing that I want to... Well, I can still sack the gnome on there. What? Why is so many lands happening? I can sack the gnome for the Inquisitor here, but... Yeah, this is kind of messed up. Alright, join the dead. Killing the Colossus Dactyl. So I can actually do something good now by attacking. Problem is, they won't block, and I will take 6 here. Okay then. Yeah, it's not great. It is not great at all. Because I have no other board presence. I can do this on the next turn. I have an artifact here, but it's not gonna do much. It's just 2/2/2s. They are gonna win the race here. Maybe with this War Scribe, it's maybe... Yeah, I'm gonna attack. Even if they triple block, it's gonna be good enough for me. But if they double block with the Colossus Dactyl and something else, that's great for me. If they double block with the Akavali and Scampering Sower, I will just sack the map token here and eat them both, and that's that. And I still have mana to kill the Colossus Dactyl. They could actually just make it this Menace guy happen in that case. But there's actually no reason for them really to block there, but they still choose to do that. Okay, they go for the triple blocks, so that's fine. That is fine. Make it a 5/5. And then... Yeah, I would need actually 1 more mana to get the greatest outcome, which would be to make this into a 6/6 and still kill the Colossus Dactyl. Oh no, actually that's wrong. They deal 6 damage. No. So, yeah, let this thing happen first. I don't have to worry about the Akavali for now. But... I suppose they're gonna attack with this. I'm just gonna kill it regardless right now. I don't want to take the 4 damage there. They might actually play like a 7/7 here. That is a true possibility. But the 4/5 Trampler is annoying enough, and taking 4 damage, and then, you know, I could let them attack, go to 16 and see what they do post-combat, and then decide who to kill, which could be these or something else, but I don't feel like taking 4 damage now. Well, there's the Defossilize, which otherwise would have maybe get into Akavali, which I think is gonna be more dangerous, so... Well, of course this is not good for me, but especially because of this. you know, flood here. 1, 2, 3, 9 basic lands. I have a 16 land deck with 13 basic lands and 3 caves. So I have, there's no lands here, so I have 4 basic lands left in the deck, 17 non-basic lands, but 2 of them 17 are still caves. Alright, this thing trambles, so no really point to block there. They're gonna make this wizards thing, not wizards, wizards, in the 5/4, which is actually not good enough to block the pumped tokens, but problem is they're at 20, not at 10, so they just take the damage and I'm gonna lose the race. I am gonna lose the race, and this doesn't give vigilance, of course. It would be, it's good enough already, I think. Okay. Guidewing. I guess I could crack this and play the Guidewing. I'm taking 11 damage here though. But this might be the better play still. Because the Warscribe now doesn't actually just win. I'm interested to having more board presence and then using the Warscribe. But let's see what this thing does. That's, you know, kind of the stuff I was looking for. I can even crack it for life. So if they attack with both, which they could, and they play like one big thing, then at least I can deal a lot of damage. It's just not enough yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 4, it's, you know, it's actually, it would be enough if they don't have any blockers, but they have 3 cards in hand and still the hidden nursery to deal with. I mean, to use here. So like if I'm super lucky, they get a hidden nursery with a combat trick and then attack with both, and then I win. I mean, that's possible, but that's a lot of ifs. They go for the hidden nursery. Is this gonna be a combat trick, like I said? No, another Akavali. Not so lucky here. At least they don't have a Descent 4 yet. They're 1 card away. Now they do have a Descent 4, sadly. Okay, sadly. I get another minus Guidewing, but I don't think I can afford to wait for with this thing. I think I'll still maybe... No, I need something actually bigger impact. This is not the way to win. Well, they are tapped out, so I can... Maybe they don't attack at all, and that would make the Warscribe... I mean, that actually, if they don't attack at all, maybe I wanted to draw the Guidewing, but I actually probably still need to. Probably I still need to you know, draw something very good. Like the rares I have 2 of in the deck. Alright, so they milled a land and a spell. So this is now Descent 5. Not yet at 8. Well, let's just crack this for now and think about the blocks here. So I could use... You know, I could use 3, 3, 2, 2 and 2, 2 here. They can kill only a 3, 3 and a 2, 2. Or I can do this. Or I can... Yeah, the fact this is a 5... Well, the fact this is a 5/5 now makes my Warscribe attack so much worse, because the 4 power creatures won't be relevant enough. Taking 11 is also something annoying here. The Warscribe will be so bad though if I lose these creatures. This is just not good, no matter how I look at it. Because if this was like a 4/4 at most, or 4 toughness at most, I would just take the 11 here and play the Warscribe and hope I draw something good that I don't die on the backswing. I'm gonna do a compromise. I'm gonna just kill this thing here. Take 6. And now I can at least attack with the 3/3 if I have to play the Warscribe. Ideally I don't have to actually got a good one here. This is probably one of the best things I could draw in here. What else do I have in my deck? If I get the Vampire, reanimating rare, I can get the Widow's Inquisitor back. But yeah, they still have 3 cards in hand. They have 2 Akavalis. Their deck is pretty good. Well, I'm happy to see some good, black-red, not black-red, black-green decks, because that is probably a pretty challenging colors. Because the Jeskai colors are so good. Now, Odor Tag. Well, there's no attacking with anything else than the Odor, but I'm gonna play the Warscribe here. They can double block it, but then I will kill the Akavali, I think, and it can come. No, I can't really get this back. I won't be able to attack with 3 creatures without them all dying, and then this will come back as a tapped creature. But let's just do this and do this attack. Maybe they take 9, but I think they will double block. I wish I had an instant speed way to punish a double block, but I even didn't use a manual stop. Okay, they took the 9, which, I'm happy about. But they also still have 3 potentially all spells in hand. It's 6 lands, of course, versus whatever I have here. So how about any flyers? I might have a couple of Guide Wings on the graveyard. This thing is in the graveyard too. The Inquisitor I can bring back. It would cost some life because the rare doesn't bring back stuff for free. Okay, so I assume they are gonna have a pump effect, which means I'm gonna... They might have the +2, +0 and bring it back. But I mean, in that case I can... They could also have a +3 and trample. Those are the 2 things that come into my mind. So the +3 and trample is bad for... Yeah, I think I should do this. Now they can kill only 1, no matter which trick they are having. But they are having some trick. They are not gonna just trade here. They are. If I now can draw a removal on the Colossus Dactyl, I can attack with 3 and then transform this. I mean, I can attack regardless, but it's just... darn. I wish they didn't have the Kin Collar, but I mean, they are... It's not a big surprise that they did, because now that's the perfect thing to sack, but yeah, although this will become... this will become now... that's annoying. It's gonna become a big one. So they're gonna eat 2 of my guys for free if I want to... No, I can't do that. If I attack with everything, they kill 2 of my guys for free. I transform this and it will be tapped. I take 13 and die. So let's craft this thing. Now I can only block this with 1 creature, so that's bad. It doesn't have vigilance though. I can multiple block this guy. Let's see if they still have gas left. Yes, they do have. They have their own blade. Yeah, they just had spells. They had too many spells for me to deal with. That's the thing. And now they can kill both of these. So I need to draw removal on the 7/7. That's the only way. Well, they can't kill both of them. They have a total of combined of 7 toughness. So actually this will survive, but it doesn't help too much. I do need to get something. Because they can get their own consuming sepulcher. So even if I go to 5 in here, I will go back to 4 on their turn. And then, there's trample, so 7 minus 3 is still 4. So I need a spell. If it's a removal spell, I think I will be in a good shape. But I don't know if I have such a thing left in the deck, but we will see very soon. Yeah, that doesn't help. Because 3 toughness... Oh, this actually has 4 toughness thanks to this. So I suppose I can attack for 3, play this, and then jump block that and go down to, because I go to 4 now, I will go to 1 after this. So another shot to draw removal. And that's that. Alright. Black, green. Double Akavali. That card is so good. 3 mana, 3/3 is not embarrassing, and then it doesn't take much work to be a 5/5 trampler, and then later in the game a 7/7 trampler can't be multiple blocked. That's really good for 3 mana. Petrify. Now again, I think the cards I saw here are... I don't mind making them sacrifice any of them with the Tithing Blade. And again, if I draw a Petrify first and then a Tithing Blade, it's so miserable. But I think I should play the Primordial Gnawer here, just to have some bigger creatures, or at least maybe not bigger creatures, but creatures with more power to actually, you know, trade with them. I could also consider the Pilgrim, but it's pretty slow to use in the end. 2 mana per card, and I have already all these 5 drops. Oh, I think I had a Quicksand Whirlpool still as an out. Maybe I did. I don't really know what to sideboard here and how. Well, I know how, just click the card, but 30 seconds time. I mean, I wanted to take these just to be able to trade a little bit better with the creatures, so I should cut something that doesn't really trade well. I guess the Sunscribe goes away. The Crackshot has some offensive purposes. Yeah, this is the deck. I'm not gonna play the 2/5. Well, I would have the Evangelist now, but now I don't have the mana. This hand doesn't do really anything, so without the planes, and it's not really that guaranteed to find the planes, so I'm gonna mull to 6, and this is another turn 3 Evangelist hand. Much better one. I don't need the Compass Gnome, because I can just play the Clayfied Bricks. I do want to draw more lands here, of course. But now I have the option to maybe use the Fanatical Offering on this thing if it seems like I'm not getting the 7 mana. But now I did. Okay, no 2-drop yet. They have a Land Cycler, probably. What else 2 mana card would you have that does something without a creature on the battlefield? Yeah, it has to be a Land Cycler. For these colors, I mean. Of course, blue can have some card draw or stuff like that. So, if they're gonna deadweight the Evangelist, that would be great. Unless they have a reach thing, and they have the 4 mana uncommon. Okay, just the Necromage. That's not a problem at all. Let's attack. They block, I don't mind. I get the token from the Mycoid now. That was not a bad draw at all. And now if I draw my Vampire Rare, I can bring that thing back, but I would also need another Swamp for that. Regardless, these things don't block. So, I guess if they have the 4/5. Yeah, if they have the 4 or 5, the Reach Trampler, that's annoying. Even if I draw a land for this, it wouldn't be that great. But most of the other stuff are not that troublesome. Because I have 2 flyers, for instance, and I have a 4/3 as well. Okay, it wasn't that good. That's very good. And I got this too now. Well, it's now it's the moment to use it. This is actually a great attack. No, they can't trade with the Mycoid, and trading with the 3/2 here is fine, and this is actually 15 damage. Yep. The Warscribe with the Evangelist, I figured it's gonna be a good combination. I had the option to pick more of these in the draft, but I chose I think some cards with lower mana cost, mana value, because I had pretty heavy curve there. Yeah, this is just great unless they have something for 1 green, but I don't think 1 green in this format does any pump effects. I'm pretty sure at the instant speed. So now they are in trouble. And that can gain them life. And it does seem to be the case. They have a 3/4 and then there's a Marionette which can... Yeah, they can trade with my ground guys, so that wasn't a bad set of draws. Oh, but now this wasn't... Oh, but I need the swamp here still. Yeah, with 5 mana having 2 things that trade with these. So basically they needed the Death Toucher, because not a lot of 2-drops can trade with a 3 toughness creature, but now they did get that. I'm just trying to think that I probably should not attack with the Mycoid, because it's gonna give me a 1/1 thing. So let's just attack with the Warscribe and play the Inquisitor post combat. It would be so sweet to have the swamp to return the Evangelist, but I can live with this. Oh, and can someone tell me why I didn't attack with the flyers? I was so occupied with thinking about the ground attacks that I completely forgot these 1/1s, that they actually fly. What a mistake. So they would be at 7 if I wasn't a fool. Let's see if that comes back and bites me. I was so happy after realizing I'm gonna get a free 1/1 on the ground that I forgot the existence of these bats. At least this thing doesn't have reach. As long as they don't get reach, guys, I am not sad. Also the Inquisitor can get menace, so that's good. But they really should be at 7 right now. Okay, doesn't have reach. They get some surveyors. Do they want to keep that on top to, you know, pump this guy or mill it to dig into an actual answer? Because I don't think this matters too much, but they want to make this into a big enough creature, I suppose. Are they gonna mill it with the last? No, they are not gonna mill it, or are they? Yeah, they didn't want to draw it, but they wanted to guarantee these guys. These guys, big size. Now, funny thing is that I didn't need the swamp to get back the Evangelist. I can just draw the other one. Now, 6/6 here. I do think I will just wanna keep the Fanatical offering. I can make this a menace creature and attack with everything. That is a thing I can do. So they would take... Yeah, that actually would be lethally had I attacked on the previous turn. I'm just figuring out if I want to do that or not. I think I'm gonna be a little bit slower now that I drew the pretty darn good card here. So I'm gonna do this and have the offering up here. Now the battle cry here is insane. So if they kind of have to remove something, and I can use the offering in response. I was seriously considering using the offering on the bricks here, but I felt that it's unnecessary because I should have a lethal attack right now. With the battle cry, this is a lot of extra damage, and currently they have 2 blockers and I have a potential menace creature. I think end of turn I'm just gonna eat the bricks here. I don't think I get... I mean, I don't think I got punished by the missing one attack with the bats, because they would need something really special stuff to not lose on the next turn. Like a life linker, but there's no life linker visible here. And I'm at 22, I'm not losing immediately after missing. I mean, even if they can survive, I will have a board presence remaining, and I'm not dying to their counterattack. So they are thinking about removing the event. They have to get rid of the battle cry. That will give me another bat. Alright, so they have to discard a card, because otherwise they would have needed to pay 3 life. And it was a pretty good card. Okay, so now they have 3 blockers, and they are okay. They are guaranteed to go to 3 with the flyers. I can make this into menace guy, but I think they are not losing now. They can block this with 2 guys, and it would be the 3/3 and the 3/4, and then they can eat the Mycoid. How about if I... Yeah, I need... Okay, I'm gonna start with this. If this is a swamp, although, well, I don't know, I'm still gonna start with this. Of course they are top decking, this is not like a... Fine, I can keep that. Because now what I can do is I can fanatically offer this thing. I played a land, that was a mistake. I would have to draw this. Yeah, I can't. I get a map token, but this will be in my hand. I can't guarantee a +1/+1 counter. So I think I will just I mean, if I make this into a menace guy, 4/4 menace, they block it with a 3/3 and a 3/4, and then I kill the Brontodon, and then they eat this and they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah, this is not lethal, so let's just I mean, let's just do it like this. They are not gonna... They are losing on the next turn for sure. I can play this and I can still leave up the offering mana up. But yeah, now if they had the 2 less life, but yeah, I mean, how can they win here? I guess there's a -X rare, but even that would kill all what they have, because they had 8 permanents in the graveyard. You know, it's based on the permanent count. It's Fathomless Descent X. So if they had that, I would, use the offering, hopefully get like a swamp, maybe use the Queen's Bay Paladin, or just, transform this and still have a winning board after that. Okay, so I won a game against this opponent. They have a bitter triumph as well. I wonder why they're keeping this against me. It's not really the best card against me. What is good here? This would give my attackers death touch, which could matter if I can get a good early game pressure, but then they stabilize. Problem is that might not be enough. That one of my guys can attack into something and so on. I think I do like this deck. I'll just have to maybe draw my same race again. Okay, this is as good as it gets. I'm gonna keep this, of course. Guide Wing into bricks, which is gonna give me an untapped land for the Evangelist. Well, I guess I'm gonna have my envoy of Okinek Ahau in that case. Now I need my rare vampire that brings this guy back. I can't imagine. Well, it does depend on their hand if they want to actually make me lose the bricks thing or the envoy, but I can't imagine them picking anything else than that. Okay, so do I need to change my game plan here? No, I need to untapped land from here. I might not play the Cloud Guard now in time. But I suppose if I draw spells, it's not a bad thing either. I might also choose not to play the envoy on the next turn. They have a dead. Okay, they had good answers on my great starting hand. All they are missing is that they have the 4/5 trample flyer. I'm going to play now. I mean trample reach thing that can block this. I'm gonna play the tapped land because I'm more interested in hitting the Cloud Guard here. Alright, well that can kill the Cloud Guard, but also I have the Ozer Chuck envoy combination. I'm not gonna wait until I cast this to get this guy down, but it is going to be nice with this envoy. And I need only one more land to play this. The Whirlpool will be handy against that thing. They get to scry a couple of times, but that means they will at least improve the quality of their draws based on what they need. One top, one bottom. Okay, Inquisitor there. So I will just play the Inquisitor maybe. I mean, I will take 7 damage here. There's like a very small chance they're not attacking, and then that would be annoying because it's only gonna work against a tapped creature. They are gonna attack with it though. Okay, I'm gonna use the Whirlpool here. If they don't really attack, that would be horrible. I would just waste 4 mana. They might even use this 4 mana here if they have nothing better to do, just to prevent the jump block here. I'm gonna go for the block just in case they have like the +3/+3 and trample. Okay, no such luck. And why would they use it here? It's not even lethal. Oh, they have a Fanatical offering, but I was always going to... Oh, they were always gonna be able to do that. Because I can't imagine them... Well, maybe if they tapped out for something. If I play the Inquisitor, they attack and then tap out. Well, at least the 7/7 is dealt with now. And I still have my own 6/6 potential here, for instance. But yeah, no, it didn't go to exile, so it's actually good for the Visage. Okay, now I can do the 6/6. They might block with the frog and, you know, and give it death touch, but I don't mind if they do that. They do want to, of course, get to higher decent values for this thing. But let's see if they can deal with the 6/6 or just play something that is big enough to make these attacks bad. They could have the Death Toucher too, the 1/1 Death Toucher. which would mill 2 and it would be great for this. But now if I draw an untapped land, I can actually make the clay-fired bricks transformed. I mean, I don't have an artifact in here. Oh, that's annoying. They have Colossus Tech. No, come on, opponent. They didn't get even one land there, so they get the maximum counters there. Well, that's just life. And I did not draw that because I really needed to draw that thing there. Well, I don't think I need it, but let's say if I drew an untapped land, I craft this using the one artifact I have available, which is this 1/1. I get 6 tokens. This is a 7/7. I can attack. Well, they might go to 9, but they might trade. And if they trade, I have 6 tokens. I can attack with all of them. They can kill a couple of them for free, but then that would actually allow me to again do this thing. But now that that's not happening, I am going to do this. And I'm going to, you know, start making 3 tokens. 3 tokens per 5 mana activation. And that can just be enough to win the game. If they can't remove this combination. So here I'm going to go for this and use the offering. This doesn't have trample. Okay, Tithing Blade and Jointed It. Wow, now talk about good two drops. Good two cards to draw there. Well, I suppose one of them is a 2-drop. Now they have one unknown card. Is that okay? They have something that brings a thing back from the grave. No, they went for that, which is fine. That is definitely fine. Now this will be no, they exile 2 creatures, so it's still Descent 3 only, and they can use the map now. Okay, land would still be good because I can then Tithing Blade and use the Envoy here. That doesn't do much. Okay, land is good. So let's make them first make a decision what to sacrifice. It's probably the Akawali actually. Because otherwise I can just go for a 6 here, yeah. And I'm not gonna attack into the 6/5 here. I'm gonna do this right away. Just to make sure I get the tokens here. I could offer the trade now, but no, I'd rather use the clay-fired bricks on the next and get 6 more tokens and have the anthem effect available. I'm at 22, so I can take even some damage here, although I probably just jump block the 7/7 and take the 6 here, if they choose to attack with both. Now I have the map token or the Tithing Blade to use for crafting. Kin color gains them some life, but I'm gonna start. Okay, actually that is. Now I have mana to use the Envoy and the Join the Dead here actually, so that makes it maybe easier to just attack for 6 now. Because if they double block, that's a pretty risky business for them. I wouldn't mind them to do that though. They must understand that I wouldn't trade the Outer Tug here for the Colossus Dactyl with this combination going on and before even using the clay-fired bricks here. I guess they could draw the 3/4 that can kill my clay fired bricks before I get to craft with it. Well, they didn't go for the block, so I still have the option. And actually now I should not care about the join the dead. Map token is... I mean, this might be interesting to have around as a drain effect, maybe. So, but the map token is less likely to be that interesting, so let's do this and this and get 6 more guys. And add anthem effect online. Alright, I'm doing it with the mythic rare. It's not just a 6/6 that dies into a land, it's a lot more now in this game. And the opponent is not going to win easily through this army here. I still have this combination, so let's say they kill my anthem effect with a destroy target artifact. I still have this combination. Okay, they get... they can't take only a swamp here. They had no creature there. Okay, that was very unlucky in the presence of ages for them. Very unlucky. Yeah, that doesn't do much when I can just flood the board with all these big things. They didn't even go for the self-mill. They have enough descent here. And they actually only down to 13 cards. Alright, so now I just keep... Well, I'm actually at 9 lands. I almost can do this twice per turn. But what I can do now, I can play the Inquisitor and use the ability. I don't need to join it. I'm gonna do this now when they can't respond by killing anything. So this is now not a lethal attack. They block. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers. So they would take actually. They would take 10 damage because 5 of these 2/2s would go through. They would go to 3. So no, I'm not gonna attack in that case. But next turn, I think, especially with this having a menace, it should be good enough. And I can even kill a creature. The only thing is if this card is actually going to kill the kiln here. Look, for once opponent has less time than I do. But they actually drew the Brontodon, which is gonna throw the math. Okay, they're gonna keep attacking. Okay, sure. Because you know they can kill the kiln, so I can't count on the anthem effect anymore. So this is now simple math. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers, and out of I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 14 creatures, but yeah, 9 goes through and they all deal only 1 damage. So do I want to kill the guy by putting like a... No, I'm gonna just jump block it. There's no reason to do any crazy stuff here. Look at this. Now I will do this. Now I will get these tokens. I need them so many that now that they drew this thing, I need to have enough 1/1s to kill, and I will see if that's gonna happen on the next turn. So now they have of course 1 unknown card, but 1, 2, 3, okay, 19 creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can make this a menace guy. So it is lethal. It is lethal. I'm still gonna jump here. There's not really much risk doing that. They don't play that. So the problem is, if it's not lethal, I die to the counter attack potentially. And I will. So it's better to just actually play it safe. And it's better to make the tokens than craft this thing. So now this should be giving me Unless they have actually, if they have the -2/-2 on every creature, oh man, I would be so annoyed. Okay, that I can accept. And now it will be... Now I think I have a guaranteed victory here. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they have to use the 1 mana to activate this, so the 1 swamp doesn't do anything else. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 23 minus 6 is 17. And I can even kill a thing there first. Let's kill this because I can. Let's sack. Well, no, let's actually... This is just all actually unnecessary, but I will do this regardless. Now this is gonna be just a lethal attack even if they blow up the kiln. They're going through the motions. I mean, it is lethal if they kill the kiln. But they just wanted to go for the blocks, alright. That's acceptable. There's no random lifelink here, no, that would have been funny. Okay, again a game 3 was required to win the match, but I got to do the thing with BO3 and the envoy. Also the kiln thing got the 6 tokens instead of 2. Okay, I'll keep this. Double cave starting hand can be a bit awkward, but maybe not now that I drew the second plane, so I can go with 1 drop, 2 drop here. And I don't necessarily need these offerings right away. So I'll just do this. Okay, do they have a 3 drop dino here? If they... Okay, well... I was thinking if I'm supposed to block the 2/2 attacker, but I guess I'm not given that option now. My Sunscrap is gonna die. Not gonna block here, and okay. Did I draw all planes? Yeah, the first 3 draws were all planes. So now this can be a little... But they did miss a land drop on the previous turn. That's a red-green deck with the Goblin Tomb Raider. Usually not played in that archetype, but... Alright, doesn't really change much. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna play this thing, the exile. Well, they are missing land drop, so they will have some expensive spell or... Well, I don't know. Usually an expensive spell they can't be using in many turns. But at least it hits a spell. So if the game goes very long... Well, they actually chose to discard or exile a Plundering Pirate, which means that they must have another one of these. That would be kind of like an ideal drop if you draw the 3rd land, so I assume to see a Plundering Pirate now, yes. And how about the blocks here? It's now that they have an artifact ahead, I don't have a good double block on the Tomb Raider. And I'm gonna just take the damage because I'm not going to lose these before I can do the Fanatical offering. The 6/6 is actually a good draw, especially against red-green, which usually doesn't easily destroy creatures that are large. because it's damage based and fight based. Now if they have a and bite based, if they have a big creature of their own, yes, they can use a fight or bite spell rather to kill a 6 toughness creature, but of course with the amount of mana they have available, maybe they, well, I suppose they now have 5 mana, so, and they have a hulking raptor, so that's something quite good. Now let's see. That's gonna get the pump there. I have of course 2 different lines here. Actually 3. Yeah, that's correct. So point is, I'm gonna do this. Then I'm gonna sack this thing and make this thing explore. If it explores into a land, then I'll just Fanatical offering the snail too. Otherwise I will trade with the pirate. So that's that. I'll take only 2, but of course I'm facing a lot of... Yeah, it's not really that great of a spot for me to be in. Because if I play the Ozer tag, it's gonna be completely tapped out. So I can Tithing Blade, but they'll just, you know, sack a random 2/2 there. And then I can play the Guide Wing, and then I can have the Join the Dead. Sadly, the Join the Dead is not a 3 mana spell when it tries to kill the raptor. But also, I will be going down to 2 life. I mean, assuming they have nothing and they attack with everything, I can kill this for free, but I'm gonna go to 2 and I'm losing to any pump effect. But can I really afford to do anything else here? How do I come back to this game? If I do the Tithing Blade, Guide Wing and Join the Dead, it would work maybe somewhat if this raptor wasn't Ward 2. So that I could kill it with the Join the Dead. But now that I can't. Yeah, I actually think it's just gonna be the garden here, and hope they don't have anything than just non-hasty things, no interaction, no pump spells. This was my only chance, I would say. I mean, not only, but the best chance. Because if this is going to work so that either they don't attack or they attack with everything and kind of sacrifice the raptor to make me go to 2, but so that I don't die, I'm gonna have gain 2 life in here, 2 removal spells, and still this thing to block and this thing to jump block. I would have mana to... I have now 6, 7 mana would be enough to actually... Well, I can't do all of these, but I can do 3 of these. Alright, well that's very bad. Because now I'm gonna lose my creature. I guess I'll have 8 mana now, which means I can do all this. But they also have a 5/5, which is horrible. I can kill it with a Join the Dead though. Okay, I have a game plan. They do have 2 cards left though. Yeah, they missed land drop, so of course they are now having all spells. But let's see if I can actually... I think I do this regardless. I'm gonna do this regardless, yes. This I think has to be done. Then there's like, I need to Join the Dead. That leaves me with 3 mana. So yeah, Guide Wing and this thing. Or just the Envoy, but that's not going to be enough. I think I need the life here. But the Guide Wing isn't... Yeah, the Guide Wing is only jump blocking. That's annoying. So if I play the Envoy... Yeah, the problem is both of these are lethal. Yeah. That is the problem. Both of those are lethal. Well, I'm assuming they have a creature that can crew this, which is almost guaranteed. So if I just play this, and leave mana up for the Join the Dead, I'm gonna die to their attack regardless. Oh. Oh, I have to do something. I think I just have to do this. I don't like it. I mean, there's like, come on. There's actually one other option. I can play this and this Archinage. How? Okay, I'm actually doing this. After all, I can jump block the Galleon and trade with one of these. Assuming they have a Dino. If they don't have a Dino, that's maybe even better. They do. So I have to trade, sadly. Jump the Galleon, trade with the Burning Sun Cavalry. Yeah, if they didn't have a Dino, it would have been good, but now it starts to be really tough. Although with the Tinker's Toad, maybe I can. Okay, this is now 9 mana. This costs 7, so not good. That's a 2/2. Trades with the pirate here. I don't actually need to use this because this is gonna have to jump the Galleon regardless. I'm gonna have to kill that Trampler, of course. So let's not waste the second map token yet. I can also gain 3 life here. Well, there's still a chance. There is still a chance, and sometimes the opponent will start drawing, lands. They have only drawn 4 lands, so they will run out of gas at some point. I'm gonna gain the life here. And this will be a -10, so it should not be a problem to kill the Colossus Dactyl. Now they might have a +3/+3 and trample on the Galleon, and I would lose, but I guess we will see right now. Okay. And now I am at 10. I still can't do both this and the Cloud God. But now I have to actually... Now I have to do this so I can... I can... So I think I need to do the map token thing. Maybe if I can make it the other one of these into a 3/3, then I can actually double block the Galleon. But we'll see. I'm gonna do this now regardless. If it's a land, I want to draw it so that I don't have to draw it on the next turn. I like this. Did I play a land? So yes, I was not supposed to play the land before going through all that. Because now I didn't play my... Damn, this is a Trampler. Yeah, this is bad. I mean, I would have an untapped land this turn. Alright, well, the opponent just kept pressuring me every turn. Of course, this was really huge. Yeah, they just had 5 lands and all spells. Now they did miss land drops, yes. I need to find a kill spell on this, but sadly the things I can discover into are not probably gonna be enough, because I have 6 mana exile a creature. But this having trample is the problem. And I'm at 1. So this is gonna give me a 4/3 and a 2/2. if they don't have a creature for some reason. I guess I can do both this and this Cloud Guard. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what this is gonna go to. Oh, that's a good one, but I think the trample is going to be the problem, sadly. It just is. But I didn't do any math here, so let's just see what happens. I need 6 toughness on front of this guy, but I have 6 toughness. I can jump block the non-tramplers. So now it's all about if they have a combat trick to increase the monster's power or give trample to someone else. I'm also close to getting this thing, you know, transformed. Okay, they are thinking, so that means it's not an obvious play. Or maybe they have 2 obvious victories, they just don't. They are thinking about which one they want to show to me. Because this is game 1 of a best of 3 match. Lat is discarding a card, drawing 2. So another Monstrosaur, but they didn't have the mana now. Crafting this costs 5, they have a lot of dinos here, I'm sure, but this doesn't get trample, it only gets a huge amount of power, but only 4 toughness. And they grew that thing, and now I need to do the correct blocks here. So 6 toughness on front of this guy. So I lose everything I have, and they lose both attackers, I suppose. Because I'd rather kill this than jump block it. I don't think there's a way to... Yeah, I can't put 6 toughness here. Yeah, this is just... yeah, there's no way. I can't put 6, but because the total amount of toughness I have here is 11. So I would need 6 here and to not lose all the guys. So I can do exactly 6 and 5. But I can still jump block if I want to, but I think this is just gonna go like this, and this is just gonna go like this, and then I'll just... wait a second. No, there's no... I'm gonna do this. I'll get 1 bat here, of course. But now I can't transform into this thing here. They can craft this. Yeah, that was nasty. The fact they had the trampler was bad, and this, you know, costs life. I can't use this. That is not gonna work. I mean, I can play it, but I can't. I mean, I guess I can have a 6-5. That's the thing. Yes, but I need more life. I guess I can make life in the end with that. But sadly, I do not. Have the mana to craft it, because I lost my... I wasn't supposed... Yeah, I had to crack this, and yeah, okay, fine. How about this thing? I can do that and the minecart. I think I just need to do this after all. Submit 0. I don't want to go to -2. And I'm not gonna attack here either. I can crew the minecart. It will be a 4-4 here. Now, if I can just gain life from this thing enough to get the evangelist back, that would be good. Cavern Stomper. Oh, I can double block it with things. But they get to scry too. Yeah, well, they at least put to the bottom here. Okay, land is not great. So I can do this. But then I can't craft. So I think I still need to do this rather than... Or maybe I was wrong. I might still have mana to craft. Okay, Mycoid is gonna be fine. Yeah, okay, that's not bad. Now let's do this. And I will exile something like the Sunscribe. And well, let's just move here. I can actually crew now with this 2-2 that can't block. So they need to. They can make this happen. They can also just get what? Okay, Lawkeeper, good card, but not at this stage of the game. I'm still in the game. Can you imagine? This, I mean, if I can make this guy enter. They also do that. Oh man, this is actually crazy good for them. Because that was the way for me to bring back stuff once I get enough life from this. Anyway. That's a creature, at least. Let's do more discovering. I have only 11 cards in the deck. Vito's Inquisitor and this thing here. Can I attack in the air? Because I need to win the game also. They have 3 attack. I can actually take the Lawkeeper now. So if they attack with everything, this is a 3-3. I can block it with a 4-4 maybe. Also not well. I didn't really tap my mana well because I wanted to have 2 mana for this guy, but oh well. Next time. 2 blockers here. I have this. Yeah, I think I can, and I need to because I'm not gonna wait until they find like a trample healing pump effect. Also, I can transform this very soon. If I want, I can just suicide these fungus tokens. This will be tapped though when you transform it. Transing bro. That's a relevant card. It can kill either the Sepulcher or my Kiln. Oh man, what kind of top decks are these? Not only like spells, but extremely relevant with specific abilities, making my good board state quite bad. I'm happy they actually chose not to attack there, because my guys are a lot smaller suddenly. Combat Gnome. Well, that's a creature. Okay, Vito's Inquisitor can be like a... I can sack some things there. Just play this. I don't want to waste too much time. I can consider if I attack and tap their blocker. But no, it's not a lethal attack because they can use the Brontodon to kill stuff in here. It's not really great. I can choose to not find a land. So I'm gonna actually check what is in my deck. Unless do I know about them? Bottom, is there like a land? Okay, there's a land in here, so I don't want to shuffle my deck. I don't want to shuffle my deck. Decline this. So I can attack with the flyer and the 2/2s that can't block. And then transform this guy. Now they attack with everything. I can take the Lawkeeper there. They can kill my Kiln. But I can block this guy. If nothing else, I can block it with the Inquisitor. And I can block this with these random things here. Probably with the Mycoid. And this I can trade with. So I can do this suicide attack. Just to transform the... Just to transform the thing. Yeah, they... But if I attack with everything, they tap this guy. No, it's not a lethal attack. Only if you attack. Yeah, this can happen now. All right. I can even actually eat those tokens for Vito here. There's no reason not to. Let's see if they get another amazing draw of some kind, because I don't think they have with this board state a victory coming up, even though they can blow up something here. They choose to do that right now. There's not much for me to respond here. Oh, no, sorry, nothing. I just got, you know, the descent, but it was at in my end step, so it of course didn't get a chance to trigger them. So 3 attackers. Yeah, I can live with that. And the sepulcher is gonna be nice, and I can. Well, no, come on, opponent. That's ridiculous. They got a pinger. Okay, I will draw something good now, right? Alright, so if I tap the Cavern Stomper, I'm not dying right now. I go to 2, then I go to 3. So yeah, but if I now tap this guy, make this guy have menace. If they have to double block it with these, they can block the I mean, if they block with, no, I will have to, I'm down to 50 now, darn. Make this guy have menace. Tap down the 7/7 with this, or whatever, tap something. They block this, the menace guy with this, they block the 6/6, they take 5. They take 9. I think they take 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. I block. They have to double block the menace guy. I think that's... If they don't block the menace guy, they will just lose. I think I'll do this, and then I will attack. Unless I count it wrong, but I think I did not. I think this is exactly 9 if they block, so that the least amount of people are gonna, or creatures are gonna. Yeah, this is 9 now. I mean, it doesn't matter how they do the blocks. The Inquisitor is again the MVP here. So it didn't matter that they drew this panicked Altis or whatever they had. And this Thousand Moons crackshot ability also was relevant. But I'm worried about my time. This is game 1 and I'm again wasted this much. Alright, so now let's make sure. This is 1 plus 6 plus 2. It's 9. I don't have to, I could pump this more, but I don't need to. That's 9. Okay. So I actually won this game after being at such a low life total. Also, this thing was relevant. All these kind of small things added up there. Alright, Dino's deck. Again, I think the Edict is better than the Pacifism. And yes, I could play both, but I just hate to draw the Edict once I have already used up the Pacifism. They also have the Brontodon to maybe kill the Pacifism or Petrify. Now, I think in this matchup again the attentive Sunscribe is not so good, and I will like the primordial Knower more. Almost tempted to play this thing, but it's so many expensive things that I'm not sure I really want to. Yeah, I'll just... Maybe the minecart is actually not so good. It's not so good. Okay, I'm actually playing this. I can always cycle it if it seems like I don't have the mana for it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna play this because the gnome is going to give me the swamp. And I have the guide wing to start with. Now, am I gonna get the swamp or not? I do have a double black spell in the deck. Actually, at least 2. Also, the vampire 5-drop is 1. And I can actually... I'm gonna play the gnome regardless. And I'm gonna just get an untapped swamp here. I don't necessarily need a land, but I want to play a black spell on the next turn. And for that, I need a swamp. And now I can trade with this guy. Even though it will trample, of course, but... Okay, I don't understand the Tomb Raider here in this deck. I'm not gonna trade with that thing. Again, the Tomb Raider is gonna work when they always draw it with the Sunfire Torch, but... I guess they have those 3 2s that make a treasure token too. Anyway, not much I can do here, but take some damage. Tithing Blade also. Ah man, I hate the Tithing Blade here now. When they have the Tomb Raider. I really hoped I could have gotten, you know, some good use out of this. But no. It's not like I'm going to wait for anything better. This is really disastrous. But I need to play it here fast because it might go to game 3, of course. And I don't wanna... I have 12 minutes and 43 seconds right now. Now, if they get like a steady stream of dinos here, this is gonna be nasty. Okay, no dinos, at least not ones that would enhance this guy's power. Okay, so far so good. They had nothing there. Mycoid. Now they have an Altasaur here. Well, I need a kill spell on this. I'm just gonna not block here. I will try to, you know, do that. Well, just do it. Go to even lower life total now. I'm not going to... I guess if I did block this, it would be a good situation, but I can take here this damage, although it can have like 6 or 7 power right now. Well, if they have the 7/7, I don't think I would have had good chance, but they in fact chose that way. I'm going to... Oh, but they choose not to use the volcano, so they have something... I was supposed to play this pre-combat. Am I a fool? Well, let's trade if that's possible. I don't know why. What's this gonna be? That's fine, but... I guess I didn't get punished by not playing it pre-combat. Also, I should have left 2 black mana up, but oh well. There are 2 things I could sacrifice for it. Although I want to make this into a... Well, now it's a little different. Okay, the Nova at the best possible time, I suppose. Yeah. But this explains why they didn't want to crack this, because they had a 7-drop. Now I'm gonna do exactly this, yes. So this can block the 5/5, this can block the 3/3 and become a 4/4 to actually eat it. Now my... Okay. My flyer can't attack anymore. It can attack now. Well, I guess I need to draw some good stuff myself too at times. And I can maybe make the sepulture happen once I draw a land. I have a couple of creatures here, so let's see what they hit. It's only discover 4. It can't be anything too amazing, and it was the 1/1, which is not going to be a too troublesome thing. Okay, that's actually quite perfect here. Alright, if I could choose what to draw, that was like one of those. It's not the best possible because the rare that creates a bat is even better, but I can now at least, you know, both do this and the tithing blade becomes a thing, eating the compass gnome here. And I still have mana up for the Inquisitor actually, so if I want to sack like a Guidewing or something. I could also cast a Sepulcher, but it's not doing relevant things, so I wouldn't want to. Okay, at least I've played the game now fast. There hasn't been like that difficult choices here. Alright, so now I have to be afraid of +3/+3 and trample. But let's see. This goes here. I guess this goes. This goes here, and this goes like here and here. I mean, this is like a little bit of it, maybe too safely done. But I have the Sepulcher doing stuff. The point here is that I'm gonna do these blocks. I'm gonna eat the Guidewing, and I'm gonna pump the other Guidewing if it's not a land. I mean, Fanatical Offering is good. And now they lost all that. I will have the Fanatical Offering, which I'm going to put in hand now. Vandercliff. Yep. I didn't want to sack this because it's good. And there is this thing. Alright, let's do this now pre-combat. And let's not... I mean, I don't need white mana for anything. Just tap all that. This is a lethal attack if they don't have anything. Just crack this thing. Alright, well that was quick. Didn't even need more than like 4 minutes there. Maybe 5. But the game 1 I was in such a tough point when they had all the board presence there, and I somehow managed to have enough blockers. I had to make multiple jump blocks and all that, but I got there. I got my value engine somehow going on, and that was a long game, but I won that, and game 2 was a little bit easier then. Okay, well, a trophy run with this deck, and it has a double Sanguine Evangelist, but I didn't have these in all the games that where I won, and sadly I don't think this ever returned anything. It could have. I had some vampires to return. And I'm actually now respecting the Vito's Inquisitor slightly more. There is the threat of activation, and the fact it gains menace is very... I mean, it was relevant basically in a lot of... not maybe all, but in many of the games where I had Inquisitor, the menace gaining ability was relevant. So yeah, I do like this slightly more, but I still don't want to put this like in any black deck, but I want to play this in decks that have, things that want to be sacrificed, such as the Market Gnome or the 2 mana draw a card when it ETBs or when it dies artifact, or just have a deck which makes a lot of treasure tokens or map tokens you might want to sack instead of just using. And yeah, that was now a match, a game where the one game where I got to do the triple tokens with the with this and the tasting. I think I won't be ever getting as good value from this in future, or maybe I will, but that's something to keep in mind. It's not just a 6/6 if your deck can support it, and it can of course take over the game if you get the actual kind of a combo. It's not really a combo, but like a synergy going on with it. But yeah, it is a pretty long video, so let's quit it now. Stop talking and claim the prize, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.